Yeah, I agree. Especially the first half, the first 5-6 minutes, it was too slow in our intensity, in our pressing, and we were not consequent enough on our left side, and then it was too easy for them to have this cross situation. And Vasquez was his typical run on the first post. First half it was the set pieces situation, but I would say then after these 5-6 minutes, 7 minutes of each half, we were then most of the time very well. We had a lot of good situations and a good intensity, then a good ball recoveries as well. And I think it's unlucky today, really unlucky to lose this game with this performance. Maybe we didn't deserve to win, but I'm pretty sure not to lose this game.
Gary Redmond.
Good evening, Coach. It seems that these type of slow starts have, really been effective, especially when
Gary, we lost you. If you want to type it in the chat, we'll throw it to Voss.
How's it going, Coach? Tough result. Just a little bit of a two-parter. Can you talk about maybe the attack? We saw Chupo a little bit looking like not like he was in rhythm, and can you maybe assess that to the break that the team was on? Because you guys were flowing the last 3 games. You looked like you were on form. And second, how would you assess the first few minutes of Lewis Morgan coming back?
Yeah, I would say also the performance, and I said this directly to the guys, of course, what you asked at the beginning, the first 5-6 minutes, okay, that was not intensive enough in some moments, but they didn't have now so many chances in this game. I think we had more shots. Ball position, I think, was 50-50, and it was, to be honest, it was a performance that was for me, from my side, it was okay. And I think to go home then without a result, that's tough today. And but at the end, I don't want to say now, okay, because of the break, that was the reason. For me, it was not. It was a similar performance like the last couple of weeks, and very dominant, clear ball possession, clear our pressing behavior, a lot of good moments. But then at the end, we didn't score in the final third these moments. And Chupo, he had some problems in the halftime and with his muscles, and this was then the reason for the substitution. And Luis, first minutes, very important for us. That he's directly in the game, and he had some good moments, very active in our pressing, very good in deep runs. So he was directly an important part in our style of play.
Sandro, I have Gary's question here. He says, I know it's early, but can you report on Cameron Harper's injury?
I don't know. That's also a worse scenario today. We will see. We have to check him tomorrow, maybe on Monday, and then we can give you the answer. What happened today.
We'll go back to Daniel.
Sandro, well, I do agree with you that you did improve during the match, and it looked like there were plenty of great chances for you guys to get at least another equalizer in this match. But I have to ask you this question. Did you feel the referee just was not on par tonight?
Yes. That's a good question. So, and normally I don't want to say, and the referee was not the reason to lose this game today. But when we want to grow up all together in our league, all together, the players, the coaches, the staff, all together, the supporters, all together, then we have to develop all guys. That's necessary. That's necessary for us. That's necessary for the whole league. And and we can find 100 new rules. But I think it's more important for development altogether, and to communicate, and not to think about we can control a game. It's not possible. It's not possible in my experience to control a game with yellow cards. That's not possible. It's possible to control the game with a clear communication with the fourth official on the touchline, with both coaches, not only with me, with both coaches, and then, because it's very difficult to find every weekend, every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks, every season new rules. We have to develop all together. Me as a head coach, I have to develop every day, but all together. When you need a very good soccer game, then you need players, you need coaches, and all the other guys as well.
Boss?
And Coach, just to add on to the question from before, can you also comment on the midfield pairing on the day? Dan Ellerman and Peter Stroud seem to have a good flow and chemistry, and then you brought on Carvalho. Can you just comment on his minutes?
Yeah, we had only 2 spots, because we used one spot in the first half, and then we have to think about, okay, when we have only 2 spots in the second half, then it's better than to have 2 substitutions directly, and Pete was with a yellow card, and then we decided, okay, to bring Felipe, especially in ball position in the far half space. He had a great chance, Felipe, as well. So this was the reason for this decision. But Pete, great development, especially then also the last couple of months.
We have time for a couple more questions. We'll go to Gary.
Lewis Morgan made his start for the first time in a while. Can you talk to us a little bit about his game for the last couple of minutes? How did he felt?
Yeah, what I said is very important, and he had directly a huge impact in our game, in our style of play. He was very active in our pressing, and also a lot of good deep runs, so good moments directly to come in the game, and it's good. It's very important for us. And now after the break, I'm pretty sure then that he will be ready for us. And I don't know directly then in the starting lineup in Toronto, but hopefully he stays healthy, and he's a very important player for us now.
We'll go back to Dan.
And Sandro, obviously, you probably wish you would get a little more added time in the second half. Carlos Coronel had an excellent save to try and keep you guys in it, to leave it at 2-1 and hopefully to get back. But that was a very good save from him.
Yeah, I agree. So it's, but they haven't had so many chances in this game. It was then 1-2 transition moments, but I'm a little bit disappointed and angry about the first 5-6 minutes from the second half, because this was normally we defend these situations very well on the side, and then to be active, to be very aggressive. And we talked also in our pre-match meeting in the morning, in our match plan against the ball, especially Vasquez, his runs on the first post, and but we have to defend this more on the side, the situation, to be more aggressive. And that was one situation, and this situation decides then the game, why we lost.
Yeah, for sure. If you consider early goal is hard, but I think you find a way also to score also in the first half, and then I think the second goal was more. I think you feel more the second goal than the first. I think the second goal, I think we give it too many time for him to think and to look inside and to cross. I think in this moment have to be more aggressive in the outside. It's a matter if you make a foul or something like that, and then you can defend him. But yeah, I think we come back after the first goal, but I think the second goal we should defend it better.
Go to Dan.
Carlos, just want to say, even though you did give up that early goal in the first half, you did pretty good coming back into the match, and you're able to get the equalizer with a little help from them. But you did well in goal tonight. Without the issues that did present itself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a tough game. Consider early goal against Austin here. We know it's hard, and then they go on a deep block, and for sure they make it difficult for us to create and to find the space. But I think what I say today is like we sleep a little bit in defending moments. I think it's not normal for us to concede goals in the set pieces, and then also the second goal, how we concede, we cannot accept. I think for sure have to be more aggressive outside, and always try to have pressure on the ball. And for sure also have a lot of good moments also in the game. I think the intensity, also the right, some combinations what we have, for sure have to find also the way to create more opportunities in the game.
Go to Voss.
Thank you for the time, Carlos. Just wanted to comment on the defense on the night. Can you talk about their performance, maybe not the lack of consistency, because a lot of the rotations have been happening, but maybe to make it a little difficult, having a different pair up front and different wing backs game to game for you as a goalkeeper?
For sure we have a lot of rotations, but as what they say, I think the coach try every defenders, and every defense like has the quality also to make a good job in every game. Is what I say. Like for sure today, I think we have all good moments, but for me, like the whole team, I mean, like also not only the defenders, but the whole team, we sleep in some moments, and Austin is very dangerous in these moments. Also, Vasquez make the great runs in the first post, and is what I say. We give too much time outside, and for them to cross, and for Vasquez to attack the space. In the set pieces, they are very good. Also, I think they are the first in the MLS with almost goals like in the MLS in set pieces. I think we have a good preparation for this game, but we don't execute like very well. But as I say, we take the good things, and after break we will be back.
Go to Gary.
Speaking of which, you guys had a pretty decent break and everything, but what seems to be the problem with you guys are struggling on the road? And you've only really had only just one win, and that was against DC United. What's the problem with where the translation from training doesn't exactly cover onto the pitch during game days? The little mistakes like the ones that you made defensively, or is it something else in general? What's keeping the team from putting things together and trying to get at least a point or two?
Yeah, we know how is important also to make to have a point in the road, and is what they say. Like for me, it's my opinion. Like sometimes we are too nice when you play like a roster visitors. Like we are too nice. For me, you have to be more aggressive, make a fouls, stop the game, stop like the transition for the opponent, and then I think. If you learn like, or if you improve like that, and then I think we should have like better results also in the roster. But is what I say, you have to be more aggressive also. They have to have the same confidence when you play at home. I think when you play home, everything is like it's easy for us also to have the ball, to press and everything like that. And have to adapt. Like you come here in Austin, the weather is like it's hot, it's warm, but you have to adapt and also be smart in the games, break the games, like what I say, be aggressive, and then I think if we improve that, we start like to make points in the roster.
Go to Dan.
Carlos, how happy were you to see both Felipe and Luis get back on the pitch from their injuries? And also you have a week and a half to prepare and reflect after this one when you get back into league play.
Well, yeah, it's very happy. I think the whole group is happy because we know how Luis can help us, and he's a key player also for us. And very happy to have him back in the best form. I think this break helping also to come back stronger. Also, I mean, also mentality, and also for him to have more confidence in the on field. Sometimes it's hard after a long injury. But it's great to see him today. Felipe helped us a lot, and yeah, very happy to have these guys back.
And we'll finish up with Voss.
And Carlos, I asked Coach this. Would you maybe credit to that slow start, to maybe having that break of the last like 2 weeks? Maybe it had you guys not starting as quickly. You weren't as clicked on as you were those previous 3 matches with those 3 consecutive ones. Would you maybe attest that slow start to that?
Sorry, I don't understand.
With the break we had, did that contribute to the slow start, giving up the early goal?
For us,
we didn't have a game last week. Yeah, for us.
Yeah, I think like this break can help us for sure. Have a lot of games. We have very good results also. I think in the last 4 games for sure today. We expect also other result, but I think this break help us. I think also for the players, also mentality. I think if you have many games, also traveling and so something like that is too much. But yeah, I think after the break we come back stronger. Like we find also the right way how we want to play, and I think you have the right intensity. But now have to have to improve a little bit with the ball to have like a quick play, and so find more like bad spots also to finish, and then I think we will improve that. Is what they say now. Felipe is back, also Luis Morgan is back, help us a lot, help the young players also. We expect like the second part like of the games, like we expect we can have better results also at home and also in the roster. Yeah.